It says,
Joshua said, Alas, O Lord.
Alas, O Lord, why hast thou brought this people over the Jordan at all, to give us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? Would that we had been content to dwell beyond the Jordan. O Lord, what can I say when Israel has turned their backs before their enemies? For the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear of it, and will surround us and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do for thy great name? Joshua is discouraged because they had gone up against Ai, right? They had gone up against Ai and they got the daylights beat out of them, okay? They were defeated, soundly defeated, okay? And God had said to them that I'm going to give you this land. I'm going to give all of these people into your hands. They're like water to you. They're like putty to you. They're like bread to eat to you. And they went up to Ai. They had conquered Jericho. The walls came tumbling down after marching around 7 times. And they just took that city in a matter of moments. And now it's Ai, a smaller city, a smaller garrison of people guarding that city. And they are run out of town, okay, so to speak. Run into the woods. Many of their men were killed. What's the problem? God says there's sin in the camp. Until you get it out, you're not going to win anything, okay? You've got to get the sin out of the camp. But the point, folks, is that their depression or their discouragement came through what? Defeat, right? What happened to Israel? They lost courage, right? That's why they ran, right? They lost courage. In the face of defeat, they lost courage. In the face of defeat, they lost heart. In the face of defeat, they lost their life force as far as their tasks were concerned, and they were ready to just crawl up and die. Notice Joshua's words again. He says in verse 7, And Joshua said, At last, O Lord God, why hast thou brought this people over the Jordan at all, to give us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us? Would that we had been content to dwell beyond the Jordan. O Lord, I say, when Israel has turned their backs, this is when they were running, before their enemies, for the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land will hear of it, and will surround us and cut off our name from the earth. That means utterly destroy us. That means to utterly destroy us. We've met one defeat, and now we're discouraged and think that everything is lost. That's what we believe. We think that there's no hope at all. We are done for it. And that's what discouragement does. Okay? Defeat. Or how about failure? Turn to 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 2 through 4. 1 Kings 19, 2 through 4. Elijah. After Mount Carmel, he dealt with all the prophets of Baal and the Ashtaroth, 400 of them. And boy, oh boy, they hacked them to pieces and they were all dead. And so great victory, his Super Bowl had taken place, he wanted, okay? Elijah, the great prophet. And then chapter 19, verse 1 says, Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done and how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent messengers to Elijah saying, So may the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by this time tomorrow. Then he was afraid, and he arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servants, or his servant, there. Point, folks, is in the midst of his great success was one day, and the next day it was failure. He ran. He lost heart. Fear brought about what? His discouragement. God had showed him victory over 400 prophets the day before. But Jezebel was a mighty wicked woman And so in the midst of this failure, he says, let me get out of town. These prophets not bad as this woman. Let me get out of here. All right? And then when he goes up to the mountain, he says, Lord, it is enough. Take my life. I'm tired of living. What does discouragement mean? It means to what? Be what? To lose courage, to lose heart, to really be dead while you're still alive. And so Elijah says what? Take my life. Take my life. Read the rest of that 19th chapter. Talking about enemies, folks. Enemies within the church. Discouragement. Or how about the third one? And this is the last one I want to deal with on the idea of causes. And that is found in Numbers 13. Numbers 13. Folks, this is one that's really close to my heart. Close to my heart, folks. I'd like you to look at this one real good. Causes of discouragement. Causes of your courage being raped from you. Your courage to live. Your courage to thrive. Your courage to progress. God had told the children of Israel that you've got the land, okay? I promised it to Abraham, your father, and I'm going to give it to you. And so they send out 12 spies in the 13th chapter. One spy from every tribe. And those spies went out, they scouted the land, and they found that the land flowed with milk and honey, just like God had said. They found that the land was great. It was very, very, it was a very, very, rich land as far as the soil was concerned, as far as being able to grow things to eat was concerned. It was rich as far as cattle was concerned, livestock, rich land. And then it says, they came back with that report, and then it says in verse 32 of Numbers the 13th chapter, so they brought the people of Israel an evil report. Evil talk is a great cause of discouragement. Here the same God that had parted the Red Seas, here the same God that had brought the most powerful nation and the richest nation on the face of this earth to their knees, had utterly destroyed that nation, and that was Egypt. And God destroyed that nation without Israel picking up a sword, without Israel throwing a spear or shooting an arrow, without an Israelite being in combat with one Egyptian. God destroyed the entire Egyptian army. He destroyed all their livestock, all of their vegetation, and even caused the Red Sea to turn into blood. Okay? Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, the Nile River to turn into blood. Caused the Nile River to turn into blood, and anything else they had water in to turn into blood. Wow. God did all those things. 10 plagues and the parting of a Red Sea, and now an evil report goes out. And now notice what the evil report says. The land, okay, through which we have gone to spy out is a land that devours its inhabitants, and all